Sure.
Yeah. Why? It's just why.
They do. She's like, they move the recording button all the time and they changed my email and how I send out email links now too, so it's fine.
When I was trying to send out the Zoom link for this, it was just sitting in my outbox. I've never had that happen before.
Didn't go through.
I don't know what happened. But we're here, so that's all that matters.
That's true. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So welcome to a very exciting episode. Whoop, whoop. It's our book episode.
Yay. I'm looking through my book right now. So that's what
Is that the one with the inlay and everything in it?
Hold
no,
it
this is
up. Sure.
my
Oh, it's not.
personalized signed copy that I got for my
That
giveaway.
should have the inlay.
No, this was just I won in a giveaway.
Hold on, I want to get
Oh.
mine. Hold on.
Yeah.
Chanel won a really specialized version in a giveaway, and then me and Ashley ordered them through her website, and it's signed. Ashley's assigned to my favorite fiction fanatic because she's a nerd. But the ones we ordered come with these really beautiful like inlays, some art for inside the story, and they're so gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, not to brag, here's my copy that's signed. But let me just read you guys what it says so we can see it again.
We don't need to hear it.
To my favorite fiction fanatic, Julie Soto. That's me, you guys.
But like, no, that could be me. That could be Stacy. You really should have said it. Should have said Ashley.
Ashley.
I could come get that book right now and put it on my shelf.
So
It'd have the same meaning.
you kind of dropped the ball on that.
Ooh.
That is really pretty.
Isn't this inlay beautiful? Stacey, isn't all the artwork done by Nikita Jobson? It's beautiful. It's them at the
Can you
bar.
take it out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
It's cool when you put it like, I have it in front of like chapter 1 and you can see it. It like shows up like right here, chapter 1.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is my first inlay book, so, or got an inlay with a book, so.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
I love
we
it.
We love a special edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, so we're super excited. We're just gonna kind of change up our format a little bit for this book, and we're gonna cover it in one episode and kind of quickly summarize it and then go over kind of some highlights, themes, and just kind of give our opinions on what we felt about this book instead of breaking it down into like we've done in the past, like two different parts and really diving into the like plot. We thought it'd just be better to shrink it a little bit and like I said, kind of give you guys a high overview of it. And but there will be spoilers. So if you haven't read Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto, read it, then come back and listen.
Yeah, what are you doing? Read it.
Read it. It's amazing.
Yes. Or also go and listen to our Julie Soto episode, which was a few weeks back, and then read it and then listen to this episode.
Listen to me crying when she announces that she is reworking the auction into a trilogy. Also, did you see that she dropped her her new book?
Yeah, another special announcement. She has The Thrashers is her thriller novel that she just officially announced the other day, like a day or two ago on social media. She talks about that with us briefly on the episode that we interviewed her. So yeah, that's super exciting. Now she's doing romance, she's doing thriller, and then she's going into fantasy, romantasy coming up as well. So she's going to be in all of the genres. So we're really excited for her. So yay.
She's hitting it hard, man, and we're here for it.
I mean, talk about a girl who works.
work.
She's always busy.
Yeah. No breaks. So yeah. If you don't know this book or Julie, it's a romance. I like to categorize it. It's like a rivals to lovers set in an orchestra. And in like Rivals to Lovers, I'd never read that trope before, but it's like a subgenre of enemies to lovers, basically.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, this is definitely they're enemies.
Yeah.
But they're just, you know, competing for the same like spot in this or first chair in this orchestra. And obviously they don't really hate each other, but they kind of hate each other. And then they become lovers and because it's a romance novel. And then and there's like a lot of like what you find out there's like they have history together, they don't know, but like a shared common history. And it's definitely Reylo coded, which again, if you haven't or you should go listen to our Julie Soto episode. She talks about this is based off of a Reylo fanfic that she reworked. So essentially Alex is Ben Solo Kylo Ren and Gwen is Rey, which I had to like I guess I forgot literally halfway through the book. I'll talk about this more, but like once I remembered that he was Ben Solo, it like clicked for me because I really did not like Alex. And again, I'll talk about this more, but like I really liked her first book, Forget Me Not, which is also Reylo coded, but like yeah, it's Reylo coded. So just remember that Xander Thorne is Kylo Ren and Alex is Ben Solo. And I had to remember that. Like
you know,
yeah.
I liked Xander right off the bat because I love a toxic male. Instantly,
I
was
loved
like,
him too.
I go instantly, he is a dick, and I love him. I love it.
No,
Look at Chanel's face.
no. It was almost too toxic for it was like
Not me.
Regiment the Battle Scars toxic. You know what I mean? I was like, punch him in the face. So I was like, bring back Alex, bring back my soft Ben Solo. You know what I mean?
I feel like and Forget Me Not, it's not as intense of a
It's
like
not.
Kylo Ren as it is in this book,
Yeah.
where he's
No.
much more, which I didn't hate. I do love Forget Me Not though.
Yeah, he's
this
just
is
like
off topic. I actually like this better than Forget Me Not personally.
no, no,
Yes.
no, no.
I
Because
thought
like Ashley said, like Elliot in Forget Me Not is just grumpy. He's just
yes,
grumpy.
he's
He
just
just is who he
grumpy.
is the whole time. And
Uh-huh.
yes, he gets a little softer after him and Emma get together. Like, also spoilers, um, but he's just like grouchy, grumpy, like doesn't like people. Like, and I'm just like, okay, be who you are, dude. Like, I love you. Just
Be who you are.
but like literally in this book and Not Another Love Song, it's like you find out, and I have a little excerpt. Um, the main guy is Alex Fitzgerald, and he's like this musical prodigy. His mom's Ava Fitzgerald for this orchestra where both he works and Gwen work. And Gwen is like, you know, this orphan. She's worked her whole life to play the violin, and she's also like a prodigy, right? But Alex has kind of been like, he's very good, but he also has like a silver spoon, you know, he's just like
Yeah.
been
A huge silver spoon.
A
yeah,
Nepo baby, if you will.
Yes.
but
Nepotism
he's
at its
also
best.
think of Ben Solo, he also is like rejecting his life because he's like, I want to um break away from my family name. And but then at the same time he's also like, well, I want first chair because like it is my family legacy, and I also like it's like he wants it but he doesn't want it. So anyway, he drops out of Juilliard as Alex. He's Alex, you know, he's like whatever, 19. He drops out of Juilliard and starts up this band, this orchestra band. He um Thorn and Roses, because Thorn is his last name, his dad's last name, which he takes. He like shuns his Alex Fitzgerald identity, and they become super successful. And so he's touring, he's going all well, but he decides to come back and like beg a little bit for his mom. He's like, if I come back, will you give me first chair? Because his mom, Ava Fitzgerald, is like retiring. And she's like, yeah, come back, like put in the work and you can have first chair. Well, at this time, Gwen's making her way up playing violin and she's working hard. Like I said, she's a really great violin player. And they end up, Ava and her new husband, who's not, I was going to say Ben, who's not Alex's father, they end up deciding to give it to Gwen because Xander, Xander Thorne, which is his new identity, has been like effing off. He hasn't been coming to rehearsals on time. He's, you know,
he does sight reading for all of his stuff instead of like practicing or reading it beforehand. So,
because he's
but
like
they,
hot shit. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but they also pick her because they want to like give the orchestra like a facelift and
Yeah.
some more publicity. And she's so young. She's 22,
3.
22 to 24.
Well,
She's like
yeah, I
somewhere
was
in there.
like,
Yeah,
she's
she's
young,
young.
She's a little
young.
baby. And
Yes.
so that's
Little
I mean,
baby.
she's very, very talented, but that's like
Mhm.
in the back of their head too, is like, oh, this will be a good publicity move. Like she's a little baby.
And he's pissed. He's
Yeah,
pissed.
he's pissed. This is my
And
birthright.
right. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you didn't want your like birth family. Like you shunned the
Like you
Fitzgerald.
can't have it both ways.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I'm like already pissed at this dude. Like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
you can't have it both ways. Like
Hmm.
he said you can't have so so yeah, so now he's mad at her and he's like taking shots at her, like you're so unremarkable. You're so all
Hmm.
this stuff. And she's like hot and cold because she's like, he's attractive. She like is so impressed by him. Like, he's sight reading all this
Hmm.
music and she's a fan of the band. She's
Mhm.
like, he plays cello so well. And obviously she's a fan of his mom because she's first chair violin. And so when she gets this job, she's just stunned. She's poor. She's an orphan. She's like,
Hmm.
she's just wowed. Um, and and so they're kind of forced together through because he's obviously still in this orchestra. And so they're fighting and all this stuff, and like I said, being forced together. But so after being continuously being forced together and having to play together, he like starts like appreciating her and how good
Hmm.
Gwen is because he sees that she's sight reading music like through this like wedding and through rehearsals and stuff like that. And he's like, oh damn, like actually like she actually is really good. Like maybe she is kind of worthy of this spot, like
Hmm.
and he's like taking these blinders off. And but again, like back to my original point, like I was just like had to like remind myself that like, okay, he's in this persona of Xander Thorne and he had like turned off Alex and like pushed that like persona off Ben Solo
Hmm.
and that helped me like him more, especially towards the last um like quarter of the book. And I really liked how Julie wrote little snippets from his point of view because I feel like if you didn't have snippets from his point of view, like you really would have hated him. Like,
Yeah. I
you
liked
know
it
what
when
I
it switched to his POV and you could like
mean?
really get into his head.
Yes.
Because on it, which is I think common for a lot of people, all of his feelings towards her and negative energy came from a place of being insecure for
Hmm.
sure.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes. And so once you kind of dove into his head and you were like okay, like I'm gonna read this is about halfway through the book and he's kind of talking like when Alex had found Xander, it says it was like a new world had opened up to him. Where Alex had been concerned with everyone and everything, Xander was not. Alex had been prepared, on time, conscientious, and Xander knew that the world would wait for him because it did. Alex focused on mistakes. Alex talked too much. Alex's eyes sought out Nathan's. Alex's fingers tightened, and he said, Xander Thorne finally believed every single person who told him he was the best. He played like the best. And Xander was more than just a name to Alex. He was a partner that Alex hadn't known he needed. And so it was like this
Hmm.
confidence boost that he needed, like in this like persona, this mask
Hmm.
that he like put on, like literally like Kylo Ren. It was like this outer mask that he can put on and separate himself from the world. And again, in the last like 20% of the book, um, when they're having this fight, Gwen and Alex, that the hotel in Boston, and she's like, I fell in love with Alex. Like because he said something like, you wouldn't have liked Alex. You wouldn't have, even noticed him or blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I fell in love with Alex. Like, I call you Alex. Like, your friends call you Alex. Like, that's who I want to be with. And so I just thought that was like so interesting that like every time he tries to like push her away, he like tries to like turn back into Xander and like be this asshole. And so again, that kind of clicked into me being like, he's Ben Solo, he's Kylo Ren, like he's trying to push people away, tried to push his mom away, tried to push the world away. And so it made me like him a little more, whatever.
I do love that as soon as Gwen found out about his split personalities, she instantly started calling him Alex instead of Xander. It was pretty instant, and I think that just speaks a lot about her character, and she could see through it. And that was definitely one of my favorite like little nuances from the book, is that she immediately started calling him Alex, even when he got annoyed that one time and he's like, only my friends call me Alex, like trying to like be a dick to her, which I loved. So.
Right. Right. So yes, I thought that was obviously a good throwback to Reylo, but it gave like some depth to his character, and even like you said, to her character, because she could see past that. She could connect to him in that way. So yeah, I thought it was good, but still frustrated. Just give me Elliot, man. Just a straight up guy.
Just a straight up guy.
Just a straight up grumpy guy.
Yeah.
No, I want the layers. I want the layers of toxicity into the sweet golden retriever boy underneath.
Because yeah, you really like, he is actually nice, and like I was like, damn, I gotta carve out all the asshole to like get to it.
Yeah, because underneath he's like obsessed with her, like has liked her from the beginning.
Right. And that was the thing. I'm like, he was so hot and cold. That was the thing too. Like after they got tacos, he was like, I want to see you. I want to be with you. And I'm like, dude, what just happened? You're gonna be whiplash here. Like, and then the next thing he's like, I don't like you. You're so unremarkable. I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening? Like, I had to take a break.
I loved it.
They didn't even get to eat the tacos. Like, what?
No.
Okay, yeah. Can we talk about that?
They just left him on the counter.
That's like one of the few times it's worth it to leave those tacos on the counter.
Gosh, can we talk about that cello scene? Oh my gosh. That was, I was reading that at work and I had to stop because I was like, I can't read this in a room full of people right now.
It was so well written. It was so well written.
It was. Oh my gosh. It went from like 0 to 100. Like all of a sudden she's eating tacos and he like shows up. And then he's like, do you want to go to my house to jam? Like, what?
To jam.
He takes her up to his apartment with the tacos. And then all of a sudden, like he, of course, has like a full room of all of these string instruments. No banjo, by the way.
So
Nobody's playing the banjo, Chanel.
Where's that banjo at?
That's what I guessed when we were guessing string instruments with Julie. But anyway, whatever. And so he's like, he has like this program on his computer where he can like write music, and he's like writing a song, and he has her pull down his like $1 million cello, and she's playing it because she can play cello. He knows she can play cello, not as well as the violin. So she's playing it, and the song that he's written, which he's like, it's not a love song. He's like, doesn't want to title it, right? And she's playing it, and then he's like trying to like give her instructions. And so he's like behind her and he's like cradling her and the cello and like giving her instructions on how to
just look at the cover.
Yeah, just look at the cover. That's all you need to know.
He's like literally is like getting behind her, and it's just super intense. He starts like playing her body instead of the cello.
Playing her body.
But really,
He does,
Yeah,
yes.
he does.
Sand start going in her shirt, down her pants, and she's still playing. That
That's
was
what
a
makes it even hotter.
I
that was
know.
the crazy part. I'm like, girl, drop the fucking bow.
No, and she's playing better. Like she's playing really good. Like she's super focused. That's the sign of a genius right there. If you can handle Kylo Ren and playing a cello at the same time, you get an
And
award.
the whole thing was still recording. That was the crazy part. Honestly, okay, so that was
I love that
crazy.
Chanel said creepy, and I was like, hot.
No, I said crazy.
Oh,
Crazy.
crazy,
Creepy.
crazy.
No, I said crazy. It was, and so okay, what was even crazier was then whatever, however many months later, a month or two later, he starts playing that song during a concert. So they're
Hmm.
doing they're sitting across from each other, and he starts playing that song, and then he gets to the end and he doesn't do the final like whatever note, and she's like she starts getting hot. She's like about to come. She's like he doesn't do the final. She's like, I freaking know there's a final note because
I
he's
played it.
I play. She's like, I know that song. So she's like so hot. She like runs out of the like whatever the
Mhm.
concert ends over the last or takes a break. And so she runs out of there and goes to the bathroom. And then he follows her. And then they like and he locks himself in the bathroom with her and then they start making out.
This is
And
just intermission, by the way.
this is
The
Yeah,
concert isn't over.
it is
Like,
they're taking a break.
he follows her. And then that's when they they don't get it on in the bathroom, but
They kind of do.
yeah, I was like, we kind of do actually. He starts going down. But I was like, is that when they like officially, yeah, that's the start of them officially getting together actually. Because then that night after the concert is when they rush off home to his apartment
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then officially have sex, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like the sequence. Yeah. And then they stay holed up in his apartment for like days and make pancakes.
Uh-huh. And he posts her on Instagram. So you know
Yes,
it's
it's
Yeah,
serious.
Instagram official. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the start of it. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I can think
Yeah.
of nothing
So,
better, and no better way to spend your time.
hmm yeah, yeah. No better way. Yeah. So yeah, that was the start of it. All because he played that song at that concert.
Hmm.
So I think
But
that's
can you
great.
imagine, like, picture yourself in her shoes, and then that just starts playing? Wouldn't you just? I would die,
Die, die.
die.
Okay, so they end up fight, or actually she finds out first that they do have a background connection. So like a lot of people, I guess, in the orchestra community, like go to like schools and or have family connections, kind of like Alex and stuff. But like she's like this prodigy because she was taught by her like music teacher from this like she had like a little shop and stuff.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And like she's kind of her pseudo mom. Her name's Mabel. And their connection is through Mabel because Mabel also taught Alex Xander when he was really young. And Mabel and Alex's mom, Ava, were like really good friends. Like they composed together, wrote music together. And but then there was like a falling out between Mabel and Ava like years ago. And so um they fell out and then Alex and Mabel like obviously like stopped like working together. She stopped teaching him as well.
Hmm.
But they have that like shared history of like Mabel knows the Fitzgerald family as well. Um and so like they kind of run in the same circles and
Hmm.
like through all of this like her now Gwen working for the this pops orchestra alongside Alex. It comes to light like this bad blood between Mabel and the Fitzgerald family, and like that's like I said, kind of her pseudo mom. And so she
Hmm.
slowly Gwen is learning like what kind of what happened, and and she kind of almost has to like choose, because then she starts dating Alex, and obviously is like working for Ava, and taking, the first chair and stuff, and it kind of causes like a little rift between everyone. So yeah, there's definitely some drama. And then we also find out, like, it's almost like it was like a weird miscommunication third act breakup. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but
That's exactly how you would describe it.
it was a combination of all of that. But they get together, they choose each other at the end. Both of them choose each other. And but like, I definitely described it as it was like he was Snoke and who's the other old guy?
A
Darth.
motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
No, no,
That
no.
was
In
really
Star
intense. You could
Wars,
blare it out.
Palpatine.
Palpatine, thank you. He was a mix of Snoke and Palpatine.
Like the worst kind of combination you can
Yeah,
have.
like not a Kylo Ren Ben Solo combination.
No, but I couldn't remember who the other like mentor was to Kylo Ren, and it was Palpatine. Thank you, Ashley. But his name's Lorenz, and he was his professor or mentor at Juilliard, and like basically coerced him to drop out, like, and then became his manager, like basically took all of his rights at like for Thorn and Roses, took all of his money essentially, and contracts and everything, and then really was trying to get Gwen to sign too, even though she didn't really want it. Alex definitely didn't want it, because he's like, I'm super obligated to this guy, and it puts you in a really legally binding place with someone when you're young, and you can't really branch out, you know what I mean? And he's like, I don't want that for you, someone who's manipulative like that.
And
So,
not getting compensated for it, like just not owning anything. Just
right.
It's wild.
You know what vibes does it give, which we love so much?
Scooter Braun.
Taylor Swift vibes, which I love. There's a hint at it at the end.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
Alex's
yeah.
version.
Literally, I read that part and I set my book down and I was like, I love you, Julie, so much.
You queen.
You queen, because well, obviously that was put in just for me because I'm so obsessed with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, obviously.
Just for you. Just for you.
Me and Julie are BFF. She's like, this is for Stacy.
But yeah, so once Lorenz starts finding out about Alex dating Gwen, and like, kind of going back to the Pops and the Pops Orchestra, and not really giving like full commitment to Thorns and Roses, he's not really happy. And so he's very manipulative for them, like being together. And especially when Thorns and Roses has like a big gig opening for U2, he's like, lying, manipulative, telling Gwen, which I guess technically it was true. Alex was like, I choose the band over her. Technically it was true, but also then he omitted the fact that she was even in LA to see him, right? Like, okay, you could at least let them see each other. And so yeah, that was not cool, and delayed their getting together right at the end. Also not a big fan of Nathan, who is manipulative as well, right? This is Ava Fitzgerald's husband.
He was the worst.
Yeah.
Alex's stepfather. Yeah. I would say kind of just slimy, manipulative in a different way.
Very self-centered in his gain. I knew as soon as it started going back and forth and how he even treated Alex as a kid, like growing up and stuff, just the kind of person you can tell was a different person, probably in front of Alex's, in front of Ava versus Alex versus these people, and million
and like you said, kind of just self-centered. Like, how is this going to benefit me? Like, if Alex becomes successful, like I could probably gain off of that, or get that, and then what's Gwen going to do for this orchestra and make more money, right? And how is it going to look good for that? And that's so it's like vicious in like a subtle kind of way, right? Versus I feel like Lorenz was more of just like harsh, cruel.
Yeah.
I feel like
So,
Nathan's almost worse though, because it's so
Hmm.
sneaky. Like, I guess at least
mhm.
this Lorenzo guy was upfront about how terrible he was. Like,
Oh,
he wasn't really
100%.
hiding it, wasn't acting like a good guy.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, just some not great characters that were um kind of pulling them apart. Not only like romantically, but also just in their careers too, you know. So yeah, but they navigated it, and
hmm
like I said, in the end, they both chose each other, and Gwen quit the Pops Orchestra
Mhm.
and Alex quit Thorns and Roses, and they were like, we're gonna be together and we're gonna figure out how to advance our careers together because they realized like they were both better musicians, also like, you know, people just together. And so
Mhm.
they were like, why don't we just tour together? Why don't we just play together, make some, you know, music together? And that's what they ended up doing. You kind of see like a flash forward, and they're doing like an interview, and you see they're duetting. You know,
hmm
he's, I mean, playing different instruments, but he's mainly playing cello and she's like violin, and yeah, they're doing, you know, they're really successful traveling and touring, and and so yeah, and also like he's kind of mended his relationship with his mom Ava, and
Mhm.
they've also both like mended their relationship with Mabel,
Mhm.
and yeah, it ended on a happy note,
Yeah.
Mhm.
actually.
I loved
I
it.
loved it.
Nathan fucked off to wherever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Belgium
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Hmm
I know that was really good too. And I think I also hinted at Alex was able to kind of get out of his contract with Thorns
hmm
and Roses, right? So he's not tied down professionally to the Wrens as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
it was a
hmm
good,
It was a
good,
good ending.
yeah.
Very fulfilling.
Right,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
And lots of mentions of Elliot and Emma. So that
Yeah,
was
throughout.
hmm
same universe.
Which I
I
really
love
enjoy.
Yeah, I love
Hmm
books like that it's not a series, but I love when they live in the same
Mhm.
universe like that.
Yes. That's why I really want you to read Pride and Protest and
I
then Sex, Lies,
know.
and Sensibilities because it's the same thing. Like
I
they're
love
they're
that.
in the same universe from Nikki Payne. And they're both great books, but then you get little drop-ins from other characters.
Hmm
So yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it when books do that because it feels like you're visiting old friends or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I really
You
hope that Julie
you can
keeps this
see
like
like
trend up.
yeah, you can see almost like, especially if you read the first one, then you read the second one
Hmm
chronological order. Not really, but you know,
Yeah.
you can see what the other ones are doing. Like, oh,
hmm
like they've had a baby or something, or whatever.
hmm
Yeah.
Like, oh, they like it's almost a little bit of an epilogue
hmm
peak or something.
Amos still crushing them donuts. We love it.
Yeah, and still obviously like successful wedding planner.
Hmm
You know what
hmm
I mean? Um, so yeah, this was a really good book, and like I said, I liked I liked what she did with yeah, like her romance, like tying everything up with the little bow at the end, you know.
hmm
So I'm still gonna have to say that Forget Me Not is better. I like just enemies to lovers, even though it was nice reading Rivals to Lovers.
hmm
But yeah, what did you think, Ashley? Have you ever read Rivals to Lovers?
I don't think so. Not that like specific of like subgenre. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, it's hard. I feel like Forget Me Not has a special place because it was Julie's first published book and I loved
Mm-hmm.
her so much, but I'm a sucker for kind of like this book. Like that I love that they were like in an orchestra together, that they were rivals. I also love it was kind of the trope too. I feel like she liked him first, but then he liked her more. Like what is it?
hmm
Someone
Mm-hmm.
falls first, but the other person falls harder.
Yeah.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this kind of was too, because she was like fangirling almost over him for the
hmm
first half of the book, and then it kind of switched up a little bit. Um, I don't know. It's hard because I loved Elliot and Amma and Forget Me Not.
Mhm.
But if I had to pick, I might pick Not Another Love Song. I just
Oh,
I just
Mhm.
loved everything about it. Like
yeah.
when they were in the hotel room and they were fighting, but they were fighting in the middle of having sex. I was just like, this is amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Stace? Have you read Rivals to Lovers?
Yeah, I've read fan fictions of rivals to lovers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I've kind of, but usually I do like enemies to lovers more.
Hmm.
But I think it was just something with how this one was written with them. And like Ashley said, the her falling first, but he fell harder. Also, there's that I really enjoy different like power dynamics too. And so then I really enjoyed that at first she was very in awe of him. He was famous, he was first chair, really kind of smug. And then by the end of the book, it's kind of flipped where he's the golden retriever boyfriend. He wants to make music with her. He's leaving this to pursue new things with her. And so I love when there's like a shift like that in books where, his love is so strong for her that it kind of changes his outlook on different things, like on relationships
Yeah.
in general, and even in life, because he falls in love with her. It changes his whole life. Like he leaves
Mhm.
Thorns and Roses, he starts making his own music, whereas her character is pretty steadfast in what she
Mhm.
wants and her emotions. So I really enjoy how the power dynamics can change like that a whole lot.
Mhm.
And I just love it when guys are dicks in the beginning. So definitely. But don't get me wrong, I love Forget Me Not too. Like they are both such incredible books. It's just a
Mhm.
personal, me. I like Breath Mints and Battle Scars. Everyone shit talks that so bad, but I don't
Toxic.
care.
You just love toxic.
I love dogs. We're not
It's
yucking
a
your yum
flaw.
though.
It's okay. I
Uh-huh.
work on it in therapy, but I don't think it can be fixed.
Let's get Brittany in here, bitch.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Did you guys read any of the discussion questions in the back? Because there was one I wanted to ask you both and see what your
Yeah,
question
go
was.
ahead.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Because something that I found really interesting as like a subplot was Alex's mom and his stepdad, like that whole relationship and their relationship.
Hmm.
So this is one of the discussion questions in the back. Why do you think Ava allowed Nathan to push Alex so much as a child? Do you think she chose Nathan over Alex's well-being, or she assumed Alex wanted to be pushed because of his own obvious ambition and drive?
I personally had, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a mom now, it gave a lot of like rose colored glasses to me with his mom. And it made me dislike his mom's character a lot because
Yeah,
I think that Nathan probably hid his personality, but you can only hide that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the first time like something like this happened with them. Think of Mabel in the
that's what I was gonna
beginning.
say, because Mabel
Mm-hmm.
even had an issue with how Nathan was treating
Yeah.
Alex.
So I definitely had an issue with Ava in this. It
Mm-hmm.
gave off, which characters can be flawed, but it gave off a very maybe not strong-willed person.
Mm-hmm.
And she should have stepped in and did more with Alex. Like all's well that ends well, I guess. We can't blame
Yeah,
our parents for everything, but she definitely should have protected him more.
yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think, Chanel?
No, I definitely agree. I think probably at first she probably thought like, well, Alex really
Mm-hmm.
wants to, because like he did like really want
Mm-hmm.
to like play violin and like, he's part of this family and this legacy. I'm sure she probably thought like he wants to do this and then Nathan's pushing him, so it's like it's going in the right direction. I'm sure that's probably how she felt. So she probably overlooked Nathan's behavior
Mm-hmm.
because it aligned with Alex already wanting to go in
Mm-hmm.
that direction, right?
Yeah.
But I think the second red flag would have been Nathan and Mabel. She shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have
Hmm.
overlooked that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's but I think um, to play devil's advocate, I think that was probably her selfishness being like, well, this is good for me. This is good for
Mm-hmm.
my exposure and my
Mm-hmm.
like. But I think that would have been the next red flag for Nathan in Ava's eyes, but she overlooked it. So yeah, not good, not
Mhm.
good.
Not good,
Because
not good.
did you guys watch the movie Whiplash?
No, with
No, but I heard it's excellent.
Okay, first of all, I cannot believe you guys haven't seen it. It's an amazing movie. But it's kind of the same thing like this. It's this like theme of a mentor. This guy plays the drums. It's I think also.
oh, okay, that's
Do you know what I'm
not.
talking about? The
No, I
movie?
was thinking of. I was thinking of. Wait, hold on.
What were you thinking of?
I was thinking of the rollerblading movie with Elliot
Oh.
Page.
No,
Is
no,
it
no,
called?
no.
I think that one's called Whiplash too.
Is
But I
It's
knew
it?
what
called
Ashley was
Whip
talking.
It.
Whip It. No, Whiplash with Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Miles, yeah. It gave kind of the same vibe. Like you
Mhm.
hate his mentor in this movie, but then like at the end of it, it's like this guy is going to be like somebody that goes down in history as like one of the greatest like
Mhm.
drum players of all time. Like so like Nathan is so terrible and you want his mom to protect him and he doesn't. But then like um Alexander is amazing though. So it's like, would he
Mhm.
have been
Yeah,
amazing without this psychopath?
Mhm.
Or
the
did that
trauma.
help? Like, yeah. So it's just interesting. Like, I don't think it's okay
Yeah.
that his mom didn't protect him, but it just made me think
Yeah.
of the movie Whiplash. And it's like, can you have one without the other?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Just, just
Mhm.
curious.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, and maybe
But
we'll.
probably protect your child.
Yeah, probably protect your child. Like, yeah, maybe he wouldn't have been as great, but then it's like that's just because it all worked out well. What about the people it doesn't work out for? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the trauma is too much to overcome.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. Okay, Stace, what do you rate this book?
Well, first of all, spice level, the cello scene alone with them is a 5. That alone, not even the other spicy scenes in there. So, you know,
Mhm.
my girl Julie gets 5s all around. 5 for story, 5 for how she fit all that into that book. Because
Mhm.
she ain't it ain't a huge book, you know. There's a lot of emotions packed with that punch.
Hmm.
Right.
So
Right.
but yeah, the story was great. I think the rivals to lovers, the subplots with Mabel and his mom
Hmm.
and him as a kid, there's a lot of layers to it, which I enjoy a lot. It kept it interesting the whole time. I love it. I hardly read any books without a happy ending. Love the happy ending. And the spice was very well balanced with the book. Like it wasn't overpowering. You
Right.
know what I
I
Right.
mean?
agree. I
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Mhm.
But it was
Again,
hot.
like you just said to her, the kind of emotion that she can fit into such a, not that it's a short book, but like a quote unquote
Yeah.
smaller book. Like
Mm-hmm.
the scenes with Mabel and stuff when and Gwen, I felt anxious for them. Like I just felt
Mm-hmm.
very much in the story. And Julie is just amazing that she can achieve that so quickly. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, a lot of depth,
mhm.
Yeah.
the characters and their plot lines. So yeah. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
It's a
mhm.
good book. Good
Loved
book.
it.
Yay. Um, Stace, do you want to announce or is it Ashley? Sorry,
It's
Ashley.
my book.
It's Ashley's
I
book.
forgot.
I was looking to see, I thought I had the book around here, but I don't. So we're just announcing the book though, nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are doing I Feed Her to the Beast, and the Beast is Me, by Jamison Shea.
Mhm.
And when I tell you the chokehold that this book has on me, and I'm only like 5 chapters into it already.
Oh, yeah, you started it.
I
Me and
started
Chanel
it.
have crushed that book, but
And I'm not trying to brag, but I Instagram messaged the author, was like, because she had posted a story, and I'm like,
They.
this book is amazing. And they replied back and like hearted it already.
Oh,
But they're
nice.
very receptive on Instagram, so it's amazing. And
Oh, yay. I
mm-hmm.
didn't know
mhm.
they responded. Yay.
But yes, the author's pronouns are they, them.
Mm-hmm.
So just so everybody knows.
Yay.
And
I'm so happy they responded.
the book is amazing. Seriously. 5 chapters in. Can't
Are you
stop.
doing the audiobook?
The audiobook.
Oh, nice.
Which thank God, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, there's a lot of French in it, it
Yeah.
seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know how receptive I would have been reading it at first on my own. it just flows much better with the
Mhm.
narration.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
so looking forward to talking about it with you guys next month, and different themes and thrillers and ballerinas and mystery and
And Paris.
supernatural things. Paris. Mhm.
I know. I need to read or watch Black Swan
Yeah,
before
get in
we
the right
watch.
mindset for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
It
I
gives
know.
very similar vibes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Boop,
I'll
boop,
be
boop,
good.
boop.
Before we discuss it, I'll watch it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm excited.
This will be a very
Yay.
exciting month.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. All right, Stace.
Lead us out.
Okay, guys. Well, have the best week. We will see you in August, and make sure you read what you like.